They call him a leader, a guide, the one who holds everyone together. He knows how you feel, sometimes before you do. He sees what you need and gives it before you even ask. But what happens when the one who supports everyone starts to feel invisible? What happens when love turns into leverage? He says it softly, "I do all this for you." And it's true. He remembers birthdays, solves conflicts, anticipates pain and intercepts it every time. But what he doesn't say, what's hiding behind the generosity, is this. If you loved me, you wouldn't need to be told what I need. And when no one picks up on his silent signals, he doesn't shout. He closes. Hard. This is the shadow of the ENFJ, the giver, the mentor, the advocate. But beneath the warmth, the strength, the care, there's a subtle, quiet fear. What if I give everything and still end up alone? The ENFJ lives through extroverted feeling, FE, a function that tracks emotional environments like sonar. FE reads group needs. It adjusts, supports, protects. It seeks harmony, not for show, but for survival. Supporting FE is introverted intuition, NI. It adds vision, a sense of direction, of destiny. The ENFJ doesn't just feel your pain, they see who you could become if only you followed the right path. But what happens when that path becomes an obsession? When the ENFJ enters the FE, NI loop, they no longer see themselves as just a helper, but as a necessary guide, a moral compass for everyone else. They plan your emotional future. They intervene before you're ready. They pressure you, gently, beautifully, into the right choice. Because they care. But also because they need to be needed. And if you push back, they don't get angry, they get wounded. They ask themselves, "How can you say that after everything I've done for you?" But they never said what they needed. They expected you to just know. Here's the truth. The ENFJ builds emotional ecosystems around themselves. They organize relationships, protect the vulnerable, empower the disconnected. But if they're not careful, they start shaping people instead of accepting them. Empathy becomes influence, and influence becomes quiet control. And because their inferior function is introverted thinking, TI, they struggle to step back, to reflect, to ask themselves, is this actually right for them, or just what I think is right? They don't analyze emotions, they curate them. TI doesn't scream, it watches. It asks cold questions inside a burning heart, and too often, it arrives too late. And when their efforts go unnoticed or unreciprocated, they collapse, internally, silently. When the ENFJ breaks, they don't explode. They fade. They start to believe that their love isn't enough, that something must be wrong with them, that all this giving, all this effort, was for nothing. They isolate, but still take care of others. They smile, but stop speaking their truth. They become present, but hollow, a shell of who they were, still performing, still holding everyone together, while quietly falling apart. So how does the ENFJ come back? By learning that love doesn't have to be proven to be real, that worth isn't measured in sacrifice. By embracing their TI, they learn to question their own assumptions, to ask, not infer, to step back, not take over. And by integrating SE, extroverted sensing, they come back to the now. Not the future of who someone could be, but who they already are. They don't need to save everyone. They need to stay connected to themselves. That's where the real gift is, not in what they give, but in who they are, even when they stop giving. Have you ever helped so much that you forgot to say what you needed? Do you know what it feels like to be everyone's support, but no one's priority? Let me know in the comments. Where have you seen this in yourself, or in someone who gives more than they can carry? And don't miss the next episode of Dark Mirror, where we meet a type that doesn't ask for love because they'd rather build a world where they don't need it. Can you guess who it is? The final line refers exactly to them. That emotional detachment? It's not coldness, it's strategic self-protection. They don't just avoid asking for love. They build systems where they never have to, an illusion of invulnerability. That slowly becomes a prison. Thanks for watching. See you on the next episode.